So apparently this chanting is known as Haka, and it's used as an intimidation practice to manipulate situations. And I just want to let you know that this type of activity is witchcraft and it's demonic. And as Christians, if you ever see something like this, I need you to know how to handle the situation. And they did this here in order to, I believe, get their way or to postpone a vote or something like that. And I'm just looking at the people in this courtroom and they look so helpless. And honestly, they look low-key afraid of what's happening. But as Christians, if anything like this happens to you, I'm going to need you to do this. I'm going to need you to, number one, rebuke it in the name of Jesus. I'm going to need you to use your spiritual authority. And according to 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5, I'm going to need you to take every thought captive, cast down every argument, take every thought captive, and bring it unto the authority of Jesus Christ. This Haka movement is a demonic spiritual activity. And as Christians, this is a time to use your authority that Christ gave you to cancel it and render it powerless by the power of Jesus Christ.
The Haka is a beautiful tradition in the Maori culture, as well as other South Pacific cultures. But this just smacks of the hypocrisy of Christians and how they do not know their own history whatsoever. As we have just completed this Thanksgiving holiday tradition, which is an American tradition, but let's speak of how Americans, the colonists, the Christians, came to America, and in the name of Jesus, they massacred millions upon millions of indigenous people who had their own tradition, had their own lives, had their own religion, had their own senses of morality, and so on and so forth. But in the Haka of Christianity, the Spanish conquistadors came in and murdered millions of people. The colonial British Americans and other European Americans came into the Northern America and just destroyed the lives of millions of people. And then after colonization of North and South America and Central America, went on into the South Pacific, into Japan, into these other cultures, and deemed their religions to be demonic, while stealing their name, their land, and their names in the name of Christianity, in the name of Jesus, in their own pseudo-Haka. They went into Africa and decimated the people, stole their religion, told them that they were worshiping satanic beings, and then stole their land, stole their resources, stole the identity, the agency of the people there. And the same thing in India, and the same thing all over the world. Christians have come with their demonic spirit of Christianity and uprooted, destroyed, changed, and conquered and enslaved people and brutalized people in the name of Christianity. Yet today you want to say that the Hakas are demonic because this warrior cry, and you're only talking about the warrior cry versions of it. If you knew anything about Hakas, then you would know that there are Hakas for different situations, that there are Hakas for marriage, there are Hakas for the birth of a child, for family unity, for tribal unity. There are different Hakas for different things. But because it's so strange to your European cultural mindset, to your Western conditioning and culture, you deem it demonic because you don't understand it. And you're not willing to even research it to understand, to know it. What is the difference between when the Scottish gave their war cry against the British and the Haka giving their war cry? What is the difference between when the Americans gave their war cries against the indigenous people, when they gave their war cries against the Zulus in the Zulu Wars? What is the difference between the war cry of the Europeans and of the Christians and the war cries of anyone else when they attacked the Ottomans to take back the Holy Land in their 7 crusades? What is the difference? There's absolutely none except for your perspective and your belief in your religion. So to say that it is demonic is the same that the people who were injured and destroyed and dismantled and uprooted and loss of agency said of Christians as they came into their land and stole their land and stole their people's identity. Stop trying to kill someone else's identity for the sake of your own. Just live in the delusional peace of your own demonic religion instead of those of others. And always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.